everyone, I'm here with the weekly Astro forecast for the week of September 11th to the 17th. I'm going to try something a little bit different. I usually talk about things planet by planet, but I think this week I'm going to talk about each day. And let me know which you like better. Put in the comments below which format you like better, which makes more sense to you. So just trying it a little bit different. So I think I'll go through the headlines first, like things that are kind of the big things going on this week. And I would say there's, two major ones. The first is that the moon's going to be have its fourth quarter on Wednesday, September 13th at 1:25 a.m. Central Time, so just for your time zone. What this means is that the moon is waning right now, so it is a really good time to release things, to let things go. It's also a good time to banish negativity right now. When the moon is in the fourth quarter, is making a square to the sun, which means that there may be some little conflicts that come up. Any intentions that we set, the goals we set at the new moon, there may be some final obstacles or things that we need to readjust before we reach our goals. So it is a good time to let go of things. It's a good time to kind of like, let go of bad habits or anything like that. And that is occurring Wednesday, early Wednesday morning. So Tuesday night, Wednesday, you might want to, release some stuff, let some stuff to go, do some banishing, do some protection spells, things like that. The other big headline is that Mercury is moving into Virgo. He moved into Virgo on Saturday, so he's at 0 degrees, Saturday or Sunday. So he moved into 0 degrees of Virgo. He starts the week that way and goes into Virgo. And so Mercury in Virgo is a lot more detail oriented than it is in Leo. So we're more about the details of things. We're more about the practicality. We communicate in practical ways. We communicate with details. Mercury is out of its retrograde phase, so we can move forward again. So it's a good time to do research on things that have to do with details. It's a good time to get some practical work done over the next few weeks, especially if you're involved in things like writing or communication of any kind. So let's go through things day by day. So we start off the week on Monday. The moon is in a void, which means that it's not making any aspects to any of the other planetary bodies. So during that period of time, it's not a really good time to make big decisions or to try to change things. Just go with the flow for Monday morning. The moon then moves into Gemini at 2:29 p.m. Central on Monday, and when moon is in Gemini, we feel a lot more chatty. Our attention, though, kind of goes from thing to thing to thing. So it's a good time to get like short-term little things done. It's a good time to communicate with people. That's what Gemini is very good at. So that's Monday. And then Tuesday, the moon is in Gemini for the rest of the day. So again, we continue to feel quite chatty and very sort of lighthearted about things. But we're also good at like learning things. We have to be flexible on that day. And Venus has a trine with Saturn on that day. It's exact at 6:50 p.m. or pardon me, 7:50 p.m. on Tuesday. So it's an opportunity for us to think about how we want to structure things, especially, if you are someone involved in the creative arts at all. It's a good time to get organized with, things like your art supplies. It's a good time to think about how you want to structure any creative projects over the next while. It's also a good time to get organized in the area of romance. It's a good time to talk about things like where you want to go in the long term, things like that. So Tuesday is a good time to talk about all those kinds of issues. Just gonna see if there's anything on the next page. We also have Vesta has an opposition with Chiron on Tuesday, and Vesta is the asteroid in charge of our sense of spirituality, and it's opposite Chiron, the asteroid that's in charge of our wounds and healing. So this may lead us on Tuesday, while we're great at getting things organized when it comes to like our love life and thinking about what we want for the long-term future in relationships and for art and things. There may be conflicts coming up between us healing on a spiritual level. So we might use spirituality as a way to run away from some of the issues or not want to look at them. But it's really an opportunity for us to find ways through spirituality to heal some of the stuff that's happened to us. So that's Tuesday. On Wednesday, very early, we have that fourth quarter that I was talking about. And then the moon has a void at 1:35 p.m. and goes into Cancer at 5:12 p.m. on Wednesday. So we start off the morning in Gemini. The afternoon tends to be somewhat relaxed. Don't, do any big changes Wednesday afternoon. But 5:12 in the evening on, it goes into Cancer, and we're feeling a lot more homey. Probably don't want to go out and do a bunch of things. We're feeling a lot more domestic. It's a good time though for daydreaming, for working on creative things, for using our imagination. On Wednesday as well, the Sun is square with Saturn. Squares are a tense aspect, and so on Wednesday, we may not be so receptive to people giving us rules or regulations. We may not want, we may feel conflicted about some of the things that we're being asked to do, or especially by those in authority. So, you know, be aware that you might be feeling like pretty restless on that day when it comes to those kind of things. That's it for Wednesday. Thursday, the moon remains in Cancer, so again, we're still feeling very nurturing and very much like we want to, you know, be at home and do homey things. Yeah, so when moon is in Cancer, we're feeling more nurturing, more loving. Sorry, my videotape just cut out there, so I had to, my camera, pardon me, cut out, so that's why I'm starting again with this part. But on Thursday, yes, so we've moved on to Thursday. Thursday, we're feeling very much like we, you know, we want to just stay at home, or we want to just relax. We don't really want to go out and do things very much. But we also have Mercury is trine Juno. Juno, the asteroid in charge of partnerships. So it is a good time to talk with our partners about things, whether that's our business partners or relationship partners. It's a good time for communication on Thursday on that day. Juno's in Capricorn, so it's a good time then for us to talk about our long-term goals, what we kind of want things to look like for us in the future. And then Thursday as well, Ceres has a trine with Chiron. So it's also a good time for us to look at ways that we can help heal ourselves through things like nutrition and exercise and gardening and going outside and how we mother ourselves. So good day for that kind of stuff. On Friday, we have a void at 4:23 p.m. and then the moon moves into Leo at 8:09 p.m. So most of the day is spent with the moon in Cancer, and then later in the afternoon is kind of, you know, it's void, so, you know, don't make any big changes. But then Friday evening, moon's in Leo, so we want to get out. So while the past few days we might want to just kind of do nothing and stay home, over the weekend we'll want to get out there, and it's a good time too if you have any kind of speaking engagement or performance or anything while you're in front of people. It's a good time for that. So that's on Friday. And then as well on Friday, we have Venus sextile Jupiter. So there's opportunities for us to expand ourselves, to do new things when it comes to romance, to do new things in art, to maybe look at changing up, you know, our look or our homes or anything like that. It's a good opportunity to expand and grow in that area. So Friday seems like a pretty upbeat kind of day. And then for Saturday, we have the moon remains in Leo, so we're, you know, getting out there, having some fun, putting ourselves out there. Mercury has a conjunction with Mars on that day as well. So we might feel quite feisty in our communication with others, and like we really need to convince people of what we think, but then also too we feel like people are trying to convince us. So avoid getting into fights on Saturday. There's a lot of fiery energy that day. And convincing, kind of trying to convince people. Also because it's in Virgo, we might be quite critical of ourselves or others, so watch for that on Saturday. And then Sunday, the moon remains in Leo and then has a void at 7:55 p.m. So Sunday's going to be kind of like quiet night, downtime, and I don't see a lot of aspects going on for Sundays. Sunday's kind of a bit of a quieter day. So that's what's going on for the week. Let me know if you like this format better or the other format where I go through the planets each time a little bit better. Let me know, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys all next time.